according to the Israeli sources, those supplies should go directly to the UNRWA warehouses. That was coordinated through the Egyptian Red Crescent Society with the Palestinian Red Crescent Society.
We demand the opening of the crossing and the safe entry of all aid trucks. We are informed that the trucks have all the supplies needed, including food and relief items, including milk for children and medical supplies. We demand the international community take responsibility for the passage of aid, including the International Red Cross, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, and all other organizations. Over 2.4 million people in Gaza are in need of this aid.
And it's not likely to improve the living conditions of the Palestinians. It's likely to help those people who are on the verge of starvation to sustain themselves and their family. A slight proportion from the community in Gaza.
Ancora una volta il mio pensiero va a quanto sta accadendo in Israele e in Palestina.
Once again, my thoughts go to what is happening in Israel and Palestine. I am very concerned and saddened.
Prego e sono vicino a tutti coloro che soffrono.
I pray for and am close to all those who are suffering, the hostages, the injured, the victims and their families. I think of the grave humanitarian situation in Gaza, and I am saddened that the Anglican hospital and the Greek Orthodox parish have also been hit in recent days.
E la parrocchia greco-ortodossa siano stati colpiti nei giorni scorsi.
I renew my appeal for spaces to be opened, for humanitarian aid to continue to arrive, and for hostages to be freed.
Degli spazi si continuano a far arrivare gli aiuti umanitari e si liberino gli ostaggi.
War, every war in the world, I am also thinking of the martyred Ukraine, is a defeat. War is always a defeat.
Ucraina è una sconfitta.
It is the destruction of human fraternity. Brothers, stop. Stop.
Della fraternità umana. Fratelli, fermatevi, fermatevi.
Hundreds of Gazans waited for hours on Sunday in Khan Yunis to buy bread as aid slowly trickled in across the Rafah border on the Egyptian side. A second convoy of around 19 aid trucks was allowed to enter, according to Egyptian security and humanitarian sources. Gazans say they're running out of food, water and essential medical supplies in the enclave, where Israel imposed total siege after a cross-border rampage by Hamas militants saw 1,400 people killed. Gaza's health ministry said Israel's retaliation had killed at least 4,300 Palestinians. Gazan resident Shady Al-Akkad called for a solution to the supplies crisis.
If this situation continues, the entire population won't find food or drink. We won't find bread or flour, anything at all. The situation is getting worse. We need to find a solution. It's not fair. Some people's conditions are so bad. Some people are displaced and they cannot eat or drink.
The first humanitarian aid convoy allowed into Gaza since war erupted arrived on Saturday. It was after days of torturous negotiations. The UN said the 20-truck convoy brought life-saving medical supplies and some food. However, the UN said the amount of aid that had entered so far was just 4% of the daily average prior to this siege, and was a fraction of what was needed, with food, water, medicines and fuel stocks running out. UN officials say at least 100 trucks a day would be required in Gaza to cover urgent needs.
Despite that, I've watched it dozens of times, maybe hundreds of times, and in a really confusing way. I watch it and I take some strength from it. He's in shock. I know my son and I see it. He's in shock, which you'd expect. But I take some strength from seeing that he walked on his own legs, under his own strength, and that with his weak hand, he happens to be a lefty, that's his dominant arm, or was his dominant arm. He's able, with his weak right hand, to pull himself up into the truck And given that he had just spent an hour and a half under heavy gunfire and grenade fire and watched one of his best friends get killed and many others, I take some strength that he looks like he's in some level of control. And I hope that I'm right, and I hope that he has the physical and mental fortitude to keep on fighting.
בכל שעה קשה ידענו, בני משפחתי ואני, שעליך אפשר לסמוך.
היינו יושבות שעות ומדברות ומספרות, כל אחת מבני המשפחה עבר, כל אחד
سولار، هذول سولار. اوه هذا تاع الوكاله، تاع الوكاله خمس. خش كلوز على اليوهان. لسه شلون السنة دخل
Gaza.